High hopes are being pinned on education in China as the government aims to double the number of people completing higher education by 2020. New knowledge and skills are widely accepted as the surest route to a better quality of life. And for students, it's all about becoming internationally competitive and securing a more prosperous future. For those in education, for those in work and for those pursuing innovation, Britain is fast becoming a prime education provider. As well as its long record for quality in all of the academic, technical and professional disciplines which advanced economies depend on, Britain can also offer an open, entrepreneurial and international culture in how it's engaging with China's new wave of talent.
Asian governments are taking education very seriously and approaching it in different ways. Why are they interested? Because it's absolutely critical to economic growth, both as an export, an earning area, but in addition, providing the workforce they need for economic growth and the research and development they need to be innovative and to be ahead of the game.
There's a tradition in Britain of rigor, academic excellence. But beyond this academic excellence, Britain also offers quality in the curriculum design, in quality frameworks, in professional qualifications and professional development. Beyond that, the UK offers excellent English learning capabilities which are very much in high demand.
The education sector is another one where there's tremendous opportunities for the UK, and it really ranges all the way from schools through professional and vocational training through to universities, and it goes a long way beyond pure student recruitment. UK universities have great expertise in research and development and innovation, and the opportunities for collaboration university to university and university to business, or a mixture of the two, is leading to really exciting opportunities. We're seeing a lot of universities offering courses that have a combination of students studying both in the UK and in China, or having lectures from UK-based lecturers taking place in China. And I think we're going to see much more in this space.
At the moment, over 90,000 Chinese students are studying at British universities. In addition to that, 40,000 students plus are studying British qualifications in China. Further, there are over 230 British-Chinese joint collaborations.
And I think another really important area to focus on is vocational training. With the ongoing urbanisation in China, there are many people coming off the fields who need to be equipped with skills to work in factories, work in hospitals, work in schools. And the provision of vocational training to them, which is something that the UK excels at, is an area of tremendous opportunity.
At the University of East Anglia, students are put at the cutting edge of research, often working with world-renowned researchers, and then they're encouraged to grow and develop their own ideas.
Research is an integral part of the learning experience at UEA because it's very important that students receive an education that familiarises themselves with cutting-edge research issues that pertain to some major global issues around the world, such as climate change, for example. Also, it's important that they are educated by world-renowned researchers and that they understand research, and it helps prepare students who might want to pursue research as part of their career, either in the private sector, the commercial sector, or in higher education. We're particularly proud of our record in transferring the results of our research for use in business. And we're proud that we can do this in a number of different disciplines, including the science disciplines and the arts and humanities disciplines. An example in science is a company called Intelligent Fingerprinting, which is a forensics-based company. And in the arts and humanities, the Virtual Past, which is a company that brings history to life and is working very closely with museums around the world. What we offer to research students from Asia that is different to what they might find elsewhere is that in the UK they can complete their research degree in 3 years. Also, they're researching in an environment which has some of the world's most highly cited researchers. And we provide pathways to which students can actually explore enterprise opportunities. And actually there are opportunities for Asian students to stay in the UK after their research degrees to pursue new enterprise ventures.
I'm Linh Lê from Vietnam. I'm working on osteoarthritis in University of East Anglia, and I'm last year PhD student. So I was attracted to the science in Norwich Research Park because I found a lot of major scientific papers were published by many researchers in here. And I finally decided to do my PhD in University of East Anglia because me and Professor Jan Clark had discussed over Skype about a possible project I can do in his lab. And it turned out that I can focusing on dissecting the mechanism leading to the initiation and progression of osteoarthritis. At the moment, I'm being part of a UK program of research. So this support gives me a lot of opportunity. So now my research can publish in major international journals. I have a chance to attend a major international conference where my project was chosen among more than 1,000 abstracts submitted for oral presentations. All these opportunities give me, can help me to establish my own research when I come back to Vietnam.
Another important area of delivering impact from research is to translate research into government policy and societal policy and influencing the countries and indeed the world's political thinkers. A particular example of where research at UEA and across the Norwich Research Park is having an impact on Asia is in areas of water security, food security and health. And in fact, we're very shortly going to begin work on an innovative new building called the Centre for Food and Health, which brings together researchers from all over the research park to address these key global issues. We have 14,000 students on our campus, each with innovative ideas. What's unique about UEA and the Norwich Research Park is we've put in place facilities to capture those ideas and enable them to grow into businesses. We're building a new student-facing enterprise centre where we train students in entrepreneurial thinking and give them space to incubate new ideas. And we're also building a new Centrum building which can actually accommodate growing businesses so that students can take an idea, incubate it and grow it into a fully fledged business on the Norwich Research Park. Our Asian alumni have progressed to take on leading roles in government, in higher education and in business. The foundation for this lies in the excellent research and enterprise environment that we provide at the University of East Anglia and across the Norwich Research Park.
We're a research powerhouse. We have excellent quality education that is recognised globally. We have 4 out of the top 10 universities in the world and 6 in the top 20. That's quality that people recognise, that people appreciate.
There is an emphasis on problem solving, on innovation that is embedded within the British universities and British companies. For Chinese companies, this is certainly right now of interest. The UK has also a lot of strength which is reflected in its universities around big themes such as smart cities, urbanisation, healthcare, creative industries, advanced engineering, and all these sectors are key areas for China right now. So there's a great scope for collaboration.
The UK government is very aware and very alert to and behind greater interaction internationally in the area of higher education and research. And the relationship between governments in Asia and the UK government is growing exponentially.
Asia is a partner of choice for Surrey University, where collaborations with Asian institutes are in place. The university actively encourages critical thinking from its students in their efforts to create world-class and sustainable solutions.
Here at the University of Surrey we have a very strong national profile. We came in at number 6 in the latest Guardian League tables, but it's about growing our international reputation, especially our academic reputation. And very much our international strategy is around building partnerships, and Asia clearly is a very key area for that. With economic growth and very strong investment in the higher education sector, it's really a partner of choice for us. The University of Surrey set up its Surrey International Institute in partnership with Dongbei University of Finance and Economics in Dalian, China in 2007. Currently it offers 2 high-quality programs in tourism management and business management. It's very important, of course, in that partnership to think about quality assurance, both from the UK perspective, but also from the point of view of the Chinese Ministry of Education. In addition, we have a number of research interactions with Asia, and in particular in India, with sustainable development, energy, and also tuberculosis research. We are enhancing the profile of Indian research and contributing towards the realisation of the Government of India's latest 5-year plan. The University of Surrey very much adopts a research-led approach to its teaching. We want to create critical thinkers, not people who just learn facts. That's very important because that often is something that employers really value. They want critical thinkers. The international impact of research at Surrey, I think, is beautifully demonstrated by the Surrey Space Centre, where the use of mini-satellites is allowing us to provide almost real-time imaging of the world and allowing us to assess important global challenges such as climate change, deforestation and man-made and natural disasters.
Partnerships are extremely important in modern society and modern universities. We have to work with many stakeholders in order to deliver world-class solutions that are adopted to a large audience. We work with countries such as India, where we have the UCRI program, where we are working with Tata Steel as well as Hyderabad University and Kerala University in order to deliver solar cells that are cheap and will be used by the mass populace. In this case, we are harnessing energy from the sun and storing it also in supercapacitors and fuel cells. Smart cities need smart technologies, and universities that have a scientific technological background such as Surrey can certainly take part in providing suitable sustainable solutions. Clean water is a significant issue. So Surrey is working with the Qatar Foundation, for example, to look at new ways of desalination. And in the case of desalination, you can also use it for power generation by using osmotic control of membranes. We also have many other projects that look to create smart cities where renewables are at the heart of it. So in the future, you may have artificial trees that become the lungs of the city that give you clean air and allow the cities to breathe, to have a more sustainable and better society around us. We do significant amount of work on sustainability, but most importantly, energy comes into play. That is, whether in the producing of the technologies, the manufacturing of the materials, or in its use. In the case of manufacturing, using nanotechnology, we can reduce the cost associated with the manufacture. In the case of its use from a technology point of view, we can make electronics that work faster at lower energies by simply applying basic principles with sound scientific backing in order to design things better.
The University of Surrey is an ambitious university, and we strive for excellence in all that we do, from the student experience right through to international research. Collaborations are essential, and we view opportunities for collaboration with Asian institutions as a way to enhance our student experience and the internationalisation of the campus. Indeed, our Asian students contribute substantially to the whole global citizenship feel of the university. Addressing global challenges such as water security, energy resources and infectious diseases needs global networks, and we very much see links into Asia as a mechanism to deliver that agenda. The University of Surrey is very much building on its existing partnership network in Asia to deepen those relationships, but also identify new partners. For example, some 14% of our research outputs in 2012 involved an Asian co-author, which provides us with a very ready set of new partners to explore. Partnerships work best, of course, when there's mutual trust and there's frequent interactions. But it's worth pointing out that, in fact, often these are global networks involving North America, Asia, the UK. So we need global communications to create successful partnerships and create true impact for the world.
I think one of the things that we have and we can build on, particularly in terms of engagement around the workforce and research and development, is that we can build on the reputation that we've got and the appreciation people have of the UK education sector. And that's the close relationship between universities and colleges, industry and government. Now that triple helix is something that many countries aspire towards. What we offer, particularly in the skills sector, is a very close relationship between the professions, between industry representatives and the kind of curricula that we develop. So our system, it ensures that people are workplace ready in a way that many other countries haven't achieved yet.
For the University of Sheffield, the challenge is always in finding innovative solutions to real-world problems. By working with cities and with companies such as Rolls-Royce and Boeing, it encourages a learning culture that's open, entrepreneurial and international.
The university was founded about 100 years ago, and its purpose was to help local people, to treat them in its hospitals, to help local industry, and a whole range of training young people for the future. And it still does that. That's exactly what we do. But it's much bigger. It has 25,000 students roughly, and it plays a role in local healthcare, local industry, but also global now. If you look at the partners we have, they're Rolls-Royce and Boeing and BA. So it's the same university, but bigger, more powerful and more international. The problems that Asia faces are problems that the whole world faces. They're about how we have the energy, the water and the food we'll need in the future. And Sheffield has a very strong capability in areas of planning, architecture, landscape to do with sustainable cities. We work in aspects of food security and how climate change will impact on that. And what we do here at Sheffield is look at the whole thing, work with partners, cities, communities, and bring the science, engineering, social policy together with those communities to solve the big problems. Well, we all know that we need new low-carbon sources of energy. And that's why the world is looking at nuclear fission energy as a source of energy for industry, for society and the whole thing. And we need to take the science, the new engineering through to products. And here at our Nuclear Advanced Manufacturing Research Centre, we do exactly that. We're looking at ways that nuclear storage, nuclear fuels, all those aspects of nuclear science will be made better, more efficient and safer for a future world. We've built up some very powerful partnerships with companies like Rolls-Royce, Boeing and other major corporations. We work with them to help their innovation and their future products be the very best in the world. And we've learned the way to do it well. We've learned how to involve our engineers, involve the technologists that are around this building, and also to train students in the skills and the capabilities that those companies will really want in the future.
The Uni of Sheffield traditionally have good relationships with industrial partners, and where we're now at AMRC, we have Tier 1 and Tier 2 industrial partners with real-world problems, and they come to the AMRC to look for solutions and to get insight into what can be done better and what can be done quicker. AMRC offers a lot of opportunity that help me to get insight into getting hands-on experience on doing things that I already do in the industry. And that helped me to gain employment in my first job doing non-destructive testing work. We gain a lot of support naturally because you get some of the world's experts and the leaders in the field of machining dynamics, and that's a very niche knowledge, and AMRC attracts people like that and keep them over here to do this kind of work.
A world-class university has to be international. It has to attract talent from around the world, enable them to build their careers here in Sheffield. We've led the campaign by British universities to make it clear how welcome and how important those international students and their lives are to us as a community. We have a leading Asian Studies department, and that really helps us to form partnerships with universities and companies across Asia. And we think that's absolutely crucial to our future, both in terms of the institutions we deal with, but also the students and the people who want to know more about Asia, its cultures, its people and its possibilities for the future. Sheffield University has had a long tradition of bringing students from Asia. 1 in 4 of our students are international, and the students from Asia and all our international students bring a vibrancy, intellectual vibrancy, a commitment to education. They're totally committed. Their families have often given up a lot for them to come here. And because of that, we really value and honour their presence. We try to make them as welcome as we possibly can, and also provide them with the facilities that will enable them to grow and have fantastic careers in the future. The learning culture in Sheffield is really open and it's entrepreneurial. We give students the training they need in their core disciplines, the rigour they need to be successful, but also give them the context to explore other things that will be relevant in their lives. It may be starting a new company, it may be volunteering on a social enterprise, but in all things we want to inspire them. We keep working at making this the sort of place that students will grow, do the things they need for the future, and go away with a spirit, an ability to learn, and really a passion for what learning can do for their lives.
I believe that partnerships between the UK and any other country work best when they are based on the principles of mutuality. In Asia, this is particularly the case. Why? Because we are dealing with emerging economies, some of whom have outstripped us in terms of their growth, in terms of their technological advancement. And so the worst way of going in is going in a patronizing way, or as if we've got all the answers. It has to be on the basis of a level playing field and mutual learning.
There are many different models of collaboration. There's not a one type fits all. So we have different models of collaboration, from simple student exchanges to joint teaching collaborations, to joint research collaborations, to joint colleges. However, in all the cases, what is very important is for university to select what they are best at and to find the right Chinese institution to partner with. This is key.
I think the other thing that's absolutely important in engaging with Asia is to recognize how much we can learn and how much benefit comes to both parties. If I just take the example of joint research, we know from research that we've done and that the Department of Business Innovation and Skills has conducted, that if you engage in joint research internationally, the likelihood of your citation rates being higher is huge. That in turn raises your institution up the university rankings. And as an individual researcher, it's known that if you've done that, you're going to be more productive. There's a positive correlation there. And that goes not just for the education sector, but for engaging in business partnerships as well. It's a win-win.
From fashion to gaming, creative industries are growing quickly, and De Montfort University has a reputation for excellence in these fields. With the ambition to be truly international, they're opening up opportunities wherever they can.
We're at Curve Theatre in Leicester, which is one of the finest theatres in the United Kingdom. This is the 5th day of the graduation ceremonies which De Montfort University hold at the Curve Theatre, and I think after today's, which I'm presiding at, there's another 3. Asia is full of young, dynamic and innovative countries. All these countries, China, India, Thailand, all the ASEAN region, have got a massive emphasis now on the creative industries as a way of not just creating soft power around the world, but in reinvigorating their economies. So the time is right, I think, for innovative universities like DMU with a big emphasis on creativity to invest and align with universities and companies who share our commitment to spreading the creative industries around the world. Creative industries is a language that many emerging economies and established economies really understand now. It's a very globalized emphasis in the way that, commerce and finance has been historically. Creative industries are very appealing to young people. It's the kind of hip new industry that's emerging. So I think that some of the talent that we see in the UK is now very keen to go to the Asia area to seek inspiration, to develop new jobs and to develop new companies. So I think it's a perfect time for them to synthesise. Well, DMU is constantly ranked as one of the finest universities in our country for the creative industries. We have a number of programmes which are internationally leading, for example in contour fashion, fashion fabrics and textiles, fashion design and footwear design. We've been doing these for many, many years, and we've established particularly important links with industries and companies in this area. So for example, in relation to contour fashion, we work with Triumph. We're the only university in the UK outside of the US that has internships with Gap. And we feel that aligning the expertise of our tutors, the real-life knowledge that our students gain in practical skills in relation to the creative industries, with our fantastically enviable links with the top companies, is something that UK students and Asian students alike want to benefit from. One of our most renowned courses in creative industries is Game Art Design, and this is a programme where our graduates move on to superb companies such as Ubisoft and Crytek. In fact, only recently 5 students won the British Library Ubisoft Award. They were set a challenge of animating an old map that depicted the Fire of London, which is in the manuscripts reading room at the British Library. And it was considered to be of such high quality, it won the first prize and has been beamed all around the world. And this is a good example, I think, of how if you come to DMU to do game art design, you're literally not just sitting in the sort of animation suite, you're getting out, interacting in real life scenarios which will be valued by future employers. It's our clearly stated aspiration to be a truly international university, and we've introduced a number of initiatives to achieve that. The most important is #DMU Global, where we're aiming to send 11,000 of our students overseas in the next 5 years, and they'll be engaged in meaningful employment or internship opportunities. So at the moment, as I stand here, we've got students in India building washroom facilities for new schools. We've got students in Japan at the top university Kyushu learning about Japanese culture and language. We had students working for FIFA during the World Cup. I'm absolutely convinced that to equip our students with this global experience is going to enhance their employability, because multinational companies now don't just want graduates who are just used to being within the confines of their own campus. They want them to have real life experience in understanding different cultures and different languages, and that's what, if you come to DMU, we will equip you with. Well, equipping our students to win jobs as global employers is one of our top priorities. That's why we have, for example, a Confucius Institute, which we have with the Chinese government to teach them Mandarin and other Chinese languages. We also have a number of internships throughout the world with top companies such as Hewlett-Packard in Sydney, Australia. But also we inculcate all of this into our academic modules. It's not just about waiting until you get to your 2nd or 3rd year to go overseas. We want our students to have an international perspective from the very beginning. Leicester is one of the safest cities in the United Kingdom, and it's also widely acknowledged to be the most harmonious and the most diverse. On our campus we have over 120 different nationalities. Many different languages are spoken, and we're very conscious of the fact that in a sense we're a bit of a United Nations of UK universities. But I also think Asian students are no different from students from the United Kingdom. They want to have a meaningful student experience, they want to get value for money, and they want to know that their course will equip them for the very best opportunities and employability. DMU is now the 14th best performing university in the entire country for employability. And these kind of figures are really important. When you come to university, we're not obsessed about training our students to get a job, because university should be about other things as well, experiencing different hobbies and different skills and different opportunities. But we are very conscious of the fact that students are making an important investment when they come to DMU, and we deliver really top quality value for money.
International partnerships have come a long way. A decade or so back, maybe a bit longer, an international partnership was maybe about the exchange of a couple of academics, people who were interested in each other's research areas. It's now a big deal for institutions, and international partnerships are institutional. They involve the entire system. They're often a system-to-system approach, but they work best when it's not just university leadership taking those partnerships forward, but where you take the people who are passionate about the research, people who want to work together, when you can bring Those two things together, a supportive institutional environment and passionate academics, that's where partnerships internationally really work well.
Listening to what industry expects for its future skills and its future technologies plays a big part at the University of Aberdeen. A multi-million-pound investment has provided students and researchers with some of the best facilities in the UK.
We have here a wonderful 500-year-old university which has been committed for the whole of that 500 years to having an impact, to providing people who are ready for employment, to providing students with an education which ensures that when they go out into industry, they are absolutely ready to work there. We're also a university where our teaching is at the cutting edge. All of my colleagues are great researchers in their own right, but great researchers who have a full and total commitment to teaching and teaching students at the cutting edge. We have invested over £300 million in the campus in the last few years. Some of that is in having a new library, which really, I think, expresses everything that anyone from across the world could want as a place in which to study. Some of that is ensuring that our facilities in all the areas that we work in, engineering, in geoscience, in the arts and humanities, are at the highest level. We talk to industry the whole time. We have here the Aberdeen Institute of Energy, which is led by someone with 25 years of experience of the energy industry across the world. So we listen to industry. What are the challenges that are faced both by the renewables industry and of course by oil and gas? What are those challenges? How can we help to provide students with the skills to face those challenges, and how through our research and our knowledge transfer are we able to support industry in answering some of the big important questions which it has? We ensure that there are opportunities for our students. Our students have opportunities to have placements, to have internships, and we work very hard with our employers to enable them to do that so that people experience the workplace, experience what it is that they will have to do when they do have the opportunity to go into the workplace.
My name is Mahisa Bawanan and I am currently a PhD student studying coastal engineering, and I did my undergraduate here in civil and environmental engineering. One advantage of studying here at the University of Aberdeen is the strong reputation of Aberdeen as the energy capital of Europe, as well as the rapid development of technology in the vicinity. So there's a very large number of companies here that are very high profile and are always seeking to find fresh talent. It opened quite a few opportunities up, well, primarily because it allowed me to do my doctorate here, and it also allowed me to actually do several projects which I could not normally have been able to do. Well, I hope to pursue an academic career in fluid dynamics. Maybe not specifically what I'm doing currently, but one advantage of what I've learned here is that in academia you're free to really go anywhere you want, and you have the option of going to industry or staying in academia.
Patrick Manson, one of our graduates, founded the Hong Kong School of Medicine, and we've been around there for a long time. And over the last few years we've worked very hard with our alumni. So we've worked very hard to understand what industry in Hong Kong wants. We've worked very hard to understand the kind of challenges that Hong Kong students have in wanting to come to the UK. We've appointed a dean specifically for China, and another dean who works specifically on other parts of Southeast Asia to ensure that we're taking that knowledge that we've learnt in Hong Kong and applying it to make sure that we are listening in exactly the same way, so that we are able to provide the training for students who will then go on to add real value to their societies and to their economies. We have a number of collaborations on research in Asia. Some of them are simply between individual investigators. So our archaeologists work very hard with universities in China. Others of them more formally with, for example, the Chinese Academy of Sciences, where we have some joint work around some issues in genetics. Always we do two things. One, ensure that our best scientists are working with the best scientists in Asia, but also secondly ensuring that where there is the possibility we will have institution-to-institution links. Both work very, very well. We are fully committed to continuing the joint research that we have across Asia, and for it not only to be providing great research, but where appropriate, to having an impact on Asia's society and an impact on Asia's economy.
China is now moving from a large human resources country to a strong human resources country, and quality of education is increasingly important. The experience developing all-round students is now also a priority. Britain can help with all this. The tradition in Britain has always emphasized quality and emphasized the student experience in making students all-round people.
Employers are no longer interested in people who have just got bright degrees, first-class degrees. In fact, we did a survey a couple of years ago where amongst employers, and they said as important as the university you went to or the class of degree that you got was your soft skills, your employability skills, and amongst those included the ability to speak another language, international awareness, intercultural fluency, and British Council is absolutely critically involved in that whole graduate employability space.
At Leeds Beckett, the university is committed to helping its students succeed. Professional qualifications and practical skills combine with the aim of making exceptional employees, enterprising leaders and dynamic citizens.
Our university is nearly 200 years old, and after 22 years we decided that it was time to look at a new name for our university to reflect the university we are now and for the future. And so we chose Leeds Beckett University, a name which reflects our beautiful location and the quality of education that we provide. In the most recent survey, 99.5% of our international students expressed satisfaction with the expertise of their lecturers, and we were ranked first in the UK and fourth in the world for international student satisfaction with their personal tutoring. We focus on the quality of our education, and a recent government audit by the Quality Assurance Agency of our education found that we fully met all UK standards and expectations, and indeed found 2 areas of good practice for the sector in student employability and in the ways that we work with partners, both of which are very important for us. Our courses are designed to be practically relevant to the world of work, and we work hard to make sure our students succeed. The more effort our students put in, the more they'll get out of their courses. But in addition to studying, they have lots of opportunities, for example volunteering, taking up an internship or a placement, or interacting with employers in a number of different ways to ensure that the practical relevance of their course really fits them for the world of work. Our students come from 98 countries and territories across the globe. But we're a large university with 28,000 students. So what we offer is very British education, but with a very global flavour. In fact, one of our graduate attributes that we specifically aim to develop in all our students is a global outlook. We not only welcome students from overseas, we of course send students overseas to study. This means that students joining us from Asia would also have the opportunity to spend a semester, if they wish, in America or Australia, continuing their course. Not only do 2,000 students study with us here in Leeds, but we also teach 1,500 students in their own countries overseas. And what that means is that our academic staff are very much involved in setting standards globally in their professions, as well, of course, as learning from our partners internationally. We're very proud to have 2 strong relationships in China. A master's course with University of Zhejiang, University of Technology, in Leeds' sister city of Hangzhou, and we're celebrating our 10th anniversary of this partnership. We also have a strong partnership with the University of Shanghai Science and Technology, with whom we launched a joint campus with Sino-British College in 2006. In the past few years, we've invested in 3 new research institutes and 10 new research centres, all of which focus on areas of research which have real-world applicability and which enhance the courses that we offer. We've also made significant investments in our facilities. For example, our brand new biomedical science laboratories and clinical skills suite have been assessed by the British National Health Service as being amongst the best they've ever seen outside London. Our library resources are very strong indeed. Over 90% of them are available to students online. And we're one of the very few universities whose libraries are open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They never close. Leeds is the 3rd largest city in the UK, and outside London it's the next largest city for professional, legal and financial services. So we have the opportunity to work very closely with national, local and multinational companies in our city. We work with business and the professions to design our courses, and all of our courses include a minimum of 2 weeks work-related study. Developing employability skills in our graduates is one of our key graduate attributes. Over 9 out of 10 of our graduates are in employment within 6 months of graduation. This is down to the practical relevance of our courses, but also because Leeds Beckett University develops great graduates who become exceptional employees, enterprising leaders and dynamic citizens wherever they work. We'll continue to roll out our new brand and enhance our reputation across Asia for the quality of our education and for being excellent in all that we do. In sum, we'll be opening minds and opening doors in Asia.
We are moving towards a more internationalized education system globally, as well as the use of technology, of digital solutions to help education. Britain launched Future Learn, led by the Open University, but in collaboration with 20 other universities, as well as the British Museum and the British Library, to widen access to education via online courses which are free to the participants. Britain has got also a long tradition of blended learning, where courses can be delivered by a mix of face-to-face and online education. And these collaborations are now starting to filter through collaborations between UK and Chinese universities. So we can expect digital innovation to be a great part of future collaborations between the UK and Chinese institutions.
I think education is on the cusp of something akin to a revolution. I think the challenge is making technology work for the education systems, for the students, and for widening access to educational opportunities. I think one of the challenges is being able to discern what is useful and what's not. And I think we need to work with education specialists to know at what point and through what means you engage students in technology and digital learning, for example.
Already one of the world's top 3 suppliers of education, Britain is looking to explore new forms of partnership and different ways of running courses to help capture the potential in China's extraordinary economic transformation and to build the careers of a new generation. Well, that's all we've got time for now, but if you'd like to know more about any of the organisations that we featured, then visit our website, thebusinesschannel.tv. Bye-bye for now.